Hi, my name is Gerhard Gschwandtner and welcome to Selling Power TV. Today we have the pleasure of meeting with Shep Hyken. He's the author of a wonderful book on delivering amazing customer service. And it's not just one book, he's actually written 6 books. Welcome, Shep.
Well, thank you very much for being here, and a pleasure and an honor.
So I was fishing for a story where you can share how one employee has made a real difference.
One of my favorite stories to tell is the story of a taxicab driver. And I'll give you the very brief version of this, but essentially I met this taxicab driver in Dallas, Texas, and it looked like just another routine ride. But when I opened up the door, cool air hit me in the face. He's in the back putting my bags into the trunk, and it was spotlessly clean inside this taxi cab. And there were 2 newspapers on the seat next to me. There was the local Dallas paper and USA Today. In the middle where the hump is, in the car, there was a little bucket that was being held down by a couple of sandbags that had a couple of sodas in it. He gets into the front seat and he picked up a dish of candy off the front seat, turned around, offered me a piece of candy. Now, this is not the typical experience that I would have in a taxi cab. And then we're on the highway, and he asked if I wanted to see this fountain that was right on the way to the airport, apparently this famous statue or fountain. And I'd seen pictures of it, and I thought I'd humor the guy. I wasn't in a real hurry. I said, sure, let's go see it. And he was so excited to show me this fountain. And it was really not even a minute off the highway, and he emphasized he's not going to charge any extra money. It's a flat rate. And so we're back on our way to the airport after seeing the fountain, and he asked me for a business card because he said he collects the business cards of the people that he drives. And I gave him my card, he gave me his, and he said, call him the next time I'm back in Dallas. He'd love to pick me up and take me around. But the best part of the story happened 4 days later, and that's when I opened up my mail, and there was a thank you note from the cab driver. You know, I remember I gave him my business card. I'm thinking, wow, this is why he wanted my business card, so he could send me a thank you note. Well, until the guy retired a number of years later, every single time I would go back to Dallas, and everybody that I knew that was going to Dallas says, you've got to call this guy and let him take you around. And this is the point. Well, the newspapers he picked up at hotels that had leftover newspapers that the guests didn't use. They didn't cost him a thing. Sodas cost him maybe 20, 25 cents. In return, he got my loyalty. And what I found out is that the average cab driver in Dallas, Texas, when Frank started driving, was making just under $20,000 a year. Frank, within a very short time, realized if he had loyal customers, he wouldn't have to wait in line like the rest of the cab drivers did at the airport. He was making more than $100,000 as a taxi cab driver, 5 times more than most other drivers, because he understood the value of creating that positive customer experience.
So you're leading people to an opportunity to improve customer loyalty, to improve upselling possibilities, to improve the bottom line.
I love the concept of upselling. And if you go just in its most simplistic or basic nature, if you go to a restaurant and you order your salad and your dinner and the server says, hey, you should try this new appetizer we have. What they're effectively doing is they're upselling you. And that bumps the guest check average up a little bit, which means I always tell servers when I'm working in the hospitality industry, you're basically working on commission. You get a percentage, which is called your tip, at the end of the meal. And your goal is to enhance the experience and make it great so that people are willing to give you 20% or more rather than the customary basic 15%, which is a nice bonus for doing a great job. But if you can enhance the experience by suggesting other items on the menu that might enhance their experience, such as an appetizer or a dessert, I think it does the customer a great service. If you are simply doing it to just make extra money, wrong way to do it. But if you're doing it to truly enhance the experience, it's a great way. Because once you start to elevate somebody like that, it's like it's momentum. It keeps going. And, you know, as long as you keep that going and the positive experience happens. I remember walking into a hotel one night, really, really late. It's, I don't know, 3 in the morning. And I was supposed to be in New York probably closer to 4 or 5 in the afternoon, but thanks to bad weather in Chicago where I changed planes and delayed flights, I didn't get there. And I walked in, and that front desk clerk knew who I was by name, and he jokingly said, well, you're the last guy due in here that had a reservation. I assume it had to be you. And he said to me, I know you're not having a good day. He said to me, this is the end of your bad day. You're now staying at this hotel and I'm in charge. And I was a little scared at that moment the way he was saying it, but he was so friendly and engaging, and I found out the next morning that all of the other hotel employees were the same way. They were so friendly and so nice, and I think it made a big difference of turning my moment of misery into a moment of magic.
When you take vitamins, there's an MDR, minimum daily requirement, and I think as human beings we have a requirement to talk to a friendly voice, a friendly face, at least every 2 or 3 hours, in order to declare at the end of the day that it was a great day.
I love that idea. That's a great idea.
And you have taught me how to be amazing. And being amazing is not rocket science. It's very simple human relations.
Right? It's common sense that's not always so common.
Well, thank you so much, Shep, for sharing your insights and amazing tools and ideas that we all can use to deliver more amazing customer experiences. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, and I look forward to the next time we can do this.